Okay, we're about to take the mass of 40 milliliters of water using this balance. When you come over to the balance, first of all, you have to make sure that you use the same balance every time in order to keep your data consistent and just make sure everything's the same. When you come over to the balance, you have to make sure that it's on 0 so that your weight will be accurate. Right now, as you can see, it all has zeros, but if it's not on 0, see it just changed, you can just press re-0 to make sure. Now we're going, first you have to measure your empty beaker so that we can measure the empty beaker, then add the water and measure it again, and then we can subtract to know how much the water weighs. Now we place the beaker on the scale and wait for it to give us a measurement. So we have 63.9. Now we can take it out. Now we're going to add the water to the beaker and weigh it again. So we're going to add 40 milliliters. You want to make sure that it's sitting on a flat surface, and then you want to get down to eye level to make sure it's more precise. Now it's right at 40 milliliters. Now we're going to weigh it again. So this is the same balance. We're going to make sure we re-zero it so our measurements are accurate. Now we're going to place the beaker on the balance. And this time we got a reading of 95.7. Yes. Now in order to get the mass of the water, we need to subtract this value of the water and the BQ. We need to subtract the weight of the beaker from the weight of the water and the beaker. So the weight of the water and the beaker is 95.79. Our original weight of just the beaker was 63.98. Alright, so now I'm going to measure the balance, measure 20 milliliters of water, but first I'm going to measure the beaker without the water. Before I start, I'm going to zero the balance before I put the beaker in. Put the beaker in, close the balance, and I wait for a stabilized reading, and it says 64.11, but that rounds to 64.1. And then, now, I take out the beaker, and now I'm going to measure 20 milliliters of water, and I get down to eye level and I put it on a flat surface so that I can read the exact measurement. And now it's time to put it back and figure out how much the beaker weighs with the water in it. So before I start, I have to zero it. Close it and wait for it to stabilize, and the reading says 74.10, which rounds to 74.1. And that subtracted gives me 10 grams of water in this. Now what I do is I take the beaker out, but I have to make sure I go drain it and then wash it so that I can use it for the next procedure.
Alright, first we're going to take the measurement of the empty beaker, and we're going to use the balance to do this. So first we need to zero it to make sure that it's on 0. Now we put it in. And this reads 64.03, which rounds up to 64.04 grams. And now we're going to take it out. And we're going to pour 80 80 milliliters of the water into the smaller beaker. And we need to get down to, we need it on a flat surface, and we need to get down to eye level to make sure we get a precise reading. Alright. And then we need to re-zero the balance again. And we're going to take the mass of the beaker with the water in it. And we get about 139.04. So 139.04 minus 64, and then we're going to get 75 grams for our final mass of our water.